It's not really a night live stream, but nice Saturday morning, running some older DC trains. I think we're running a PA1. If I'm not mistaken, that's what it is. On the layout down under. On the top right, you can see some of the supports. That's the main layout. Down there is where Louisiana Pacific is on the main layout. But this is just the smaller layout for DCC testing and just running DCC without having to take all the DC engines off. Or other way around. I like the lineup of trains on the left. That looks pretty cool. The rock's kind of blurry on the right, but it looks nice with that maintenance away train. Just put some track panels on the flat car right before the caboose. You'll see that whenever we run that. This is also the layout where we run most of our the old couplers. I don't know what you want to call those. But that's what's running right now, and all of these engines over here, they have old couplers on the website. The website's up. I made a post about it. So if you go to my channel, go to posts, click on the link. You can see the list of engines that we can run. So, train recommendations. That'll be for pretty much all future live streams. We'll see how it works. It's still kind of in testing. I just made it public this morning, so... We've also got some dummies off to the left here, off screen. We've got a C&W FA, a B&O FA, a B&O FB, and an Amtrak FB in phase 1. The B&Os, they were they got half turned into the old Spinner Central paint scheme, which was kind of like Illinois Central Gulf, with the orange and white, so they're half just painted white. More than half. But the job never got finished. And the caboose on this is a Spirit of 76 bicentennial caboose. We have some, they're Bachmann, GEs, the bicentennials. We have Seaboard Coastline and Norfolk and Western. Is it Seaboard? Yeah, Seaboard Coastline. But neither of them run at this current moment. We have a Route Rock that runs, so that one's pretty cool. Oh, we got a like. Must have missed that earlier. How did we get a like, though? I don't remember seeing anybody in the viewer count. That's weird. Well, we have a person now. Oh, Farmer Fan 1000. How are you doing? We're running some DC layout today. First time I've streamed on this layout. Thank you. That's only a little bit of the engines over there. But that's most of the DC ones. There's Perry the cat. Don't knock over any trains. But you can see the whole list of locomotives on the website I uploaded, and there's a link on my in my posts that I posted like 20 minutes ago or something like that. So I'm taking engine recommendations if anybody has any specific ones they want to see. Yeah, I like CNW. Most of these are my dad's. He was really CNW, and the main layout up there, I called it the layout down under, because in the right you can see some of the supports for the main layout, which is based around CNW in Spooner, Wisconsin, around summer 1992-ish. This specific engine is either a PA1 or an FA1. I don't really know the difference, but CNW never actually had any of these. So I don't really know why they made a model of one or why we have one, but it's cool looking. Alright, this is a PA1, because PA1s have 6 axles, and FA1s have 4 axles. I didn't know that. This setup for this is really sketchy. We're on like a clear bin, which I use to kind of hold and transport the power and cars and cabooses and stuff for outside. Our little outside loop. Haven't run that in a while. But it's that. And then we have the metal thing that usually stands the phone up, but then we have it's standing on a case and there's another case because the metal thing is diagonal. It's really sketchy, but it's a good angle. Plenty of the front and the side of the train. You get a good view of the engine lineup and stuff. I'm gonna bring these guys over here because they run, but they don't really have a. They're not on the website yet because I found them while I was digging around. I think that's better. They're both Santa Fe. I think that's pretty cool. You can see the engine lineup and you can see the steam train. I'm not really sure if that steam train works or not, but it's cool looking right there. And the slanted hopper, or tender, works really nice with the, what do I want to call it? This. The, diagonal line, if you want to call it that, of the engines. I don't know what the word is there. They're a little bit close to the tracks, but it's a good angle for them. And they're not really causing any problems. Just hope we don't have a wide load. I don't think we will. Unless the crane in the maintenance away train really kind of swings. Because it's not glued or just any form of made in place, like you can just spin it around. But I think it should be fine. Its arm is inside a gondola. So. Alright, I think that's a good amount of the PA1. We're gonna put him in the siding, and I guess we'll run the X Route Rock. Or not Route Rock, the Rock Island. We can run the Route Rock later if somebody wants to, though. There's the maintenance of way train. And we have lost our caboose. Right on camera, too. It's a nice shot of it, though. I like the cupola and stuff. And now the first car uncoupled. This is not a good spot for them to be uncoupling on the big curve. Well, that was on camera. We might need a new caboose. Well, that's... Okay, we lost a flat car. And the crane's derailed. Oh, that makes sense. I didn't line that switch after it came. That makes sense. I never lined the switch after it came out. That's probably why we are having derailments. Oops. I'll load up the flat car in a little bit. Again. Alright, now it should be good. This is a really nice weathering job on this rock island. I didn't do it. I don't really know who did, but whoever it was, very good job. We'll see how long those stay on there. Because they're just set on there. So. And Perry's back. we've got a lot of different types of cars. So if somebody wanted to run a unit train, like, we have some coal cars. Wouldn't be long, because it's a pretty small layout, but it'd be a unit train. Look pretty cool. I've got one more pre-built train on the layout, and then we'll start running repeats, or maybe passengers. Do you have any passenger sets? Okay. Well, yesterday, we finally finalized a E8A. There's like 5021, I think. We have a DCCE unit, which will work good for the OCS train and retro passenger trains if we ever want to do that, because it matches perfectly with some a Kato 6-pack of C&W passenger equipment. I'd like to get some lights in those. They don't have interior lighting, but the back thing lights up. And I think their red lights do too. A few more laps and then we'll park this train. I like the CB&Q caboose on this one. It's nice. I like the CB&Q. I don't think we have anything for the CB&Q besides this caboose. Although that'd be really nice. Last time I went to the hobby shop, they had this DCE unit, I think. I don't really remember a lot of it, but it was really cool, and it was in like the CB&Q Zephyr style. Alright. Let's see, power. All of this power has bad couplers. I guess we could run with that. Let's run steam. This way. This is Grand Trunk Western number 5629. And I think it's a 462 Pacific. Runs pretty good. I don't know if I've ever pulled a train with it before. I always forget that other direction. We'll let it warm up for a little bit. Because with the older engines, sometimes they need to warm up. That's full speed. The drive logs are going so fast. Actually, we have some passenger cars. They're not really the right railroad, so we'll turn this around because we can run this either way. And the camera's set up for trains running this way. We'll run the other way later, probably. Different live stream, but... We have some Pullman / Santa Fe passenger cars, which will look pretty good behind this. We have a Santa Fe Pacific, but it's not working right now. So we'll just use this And we are missing some wheel sets, but not really wheel sets, axles. Because both of these cars are missing a whole axle. But they'll work. Are all the cars missing an axle? I think we must have had like a bad axle or two, so we took some out and put some on. That way it works. It's not really a fancy set anyways. It's barely coupled. And the last car has one of those balconies on the back. Those are some of my favorite passenger cars. I always like the last car. I wish Amtrak had something fancy on the back. Like it's the rounded edges like a Zephyr or like these platforms. Just whatever. Rather than just it just ends, you know? First uncouplement. There's probably a better term for that. Alright. Okay, now it's coupled. It makes me go over there and it magically couples itself. These curves with the wall around it, because just to the left there is some, it's kind of like a cave, but the top's off for now. The passenger cars barely fit around it. We're uncoupled again. You know what? We should try the little Santa Fe that's over there. The one you can see right on your camera. I think it works. I'm not really sure though. I just realized that they put the baggage car in the middle of the train. We're at full power. I think it's having pickup issues. It's a bullet train, but in Midwest America, in the 1920s or something. Just ignore all the diesels around this, and we'll have a decent era. It goes a lot faster on the straights than the curves. I don't think it's 6 axles that really likes this kind of turns. But most other 6 axles don't have a problem going around it. Well, the 6 wheel, 3 axle, but like the PA1 was a 6 axle. And that was going around perfectly fine. I mean, it's a really reliable one, but still. It's a little on the fast side, but that's a pretty good speed. While you guys watch that, I'm gonna get ready for the New England train. You'll see what that is. Nice looking power latch up once you see it. Alright. Just need to flip that switch and we'll be good. But we'll keep running this guy for 5 or 10 more minutes. I feel like he got faster, but I didn't adjust the throttle. It's an old train with the old throttle. Old style. I don't know how old this is, but it definitely looks old, and I know it is old. I just don't know how old. But it works great. Ever since I started building this layout, it's been the one that it's always been the one to operate this layout, because this is a pretty new layout. I only built it. This is like a year old. I haven't really paid much attention to it. I kind of built the track work and then just left it. It's good for DC running whenever you just want to break from DCC. I mean, I'd much rather operate DCC than DC, but sometimes it's nice to see these locomotives run. And most of the collection is still DC. We only have like 15 or less DCC engines. Hello, Jeff. How's your day going? Well, at least it's not a Monday going slow. Of all days to be going slow, um, Saturday is probably one of the best ones, usually. No, this is in scale. It's just under the layout. We're running some old DCC, or old DC. I think we have some cars like this in HO, though. Like a Pullman and 2 Santa Fe, or a Santa Fe and 2 Pullman plus 3 Pennsylvania. That's a mismatched passenger train. Oh, no. Sorry, Jeff, I haven't got to that yet, but I'll get to it probably today. After the live stream, I'll check you out. Sorry about that. Yeah. It's either a Pico, whatever you want to say that, or it's an Atlas. I don't know, but it's one of those two. It's got some stuff in it from the old layout. It was on a layout, then it got torn up, so there's still some, like, grass and ballast and stuff stuck between the ties. Oh, yeah. These same passenger cars, they're pretty old. I think they're my father's. They don't run good on the Atlas switches. Huh. I mean, 3 of these 4 cars are missing a whole axle. Maybe that could be why they're running good. That'd be funny. Remove an axle runs better. These are probably just Pico switches, because those are the best ones, in my opinion. For in-scale, at least. So towards the start of the live stream, in the chair, you might have seen my father. He was working on a DCC conversion, so now we have a Operation Lifesaver GE from right before the C&W merger. Like the last C&W that's going, it's a different number, but so next live stream will run that. I just decided to go down here today for a change. A change in scenery or lack thereof. It'd be nice to put scenery on this, but I think I'm gonna kind of take this down and rebuild it to where there's like a thing in the middle. Like, you know, those boards. That way it'll make it look bigger. Just don't look at it from above. Or do. It's your choice. Yeah, there's not too many people my age into trains, especially model trains, with the prices and stuff. All of these are my dad's, though. I've only got like 2 engines and a handful of freight cars. So, it's nice though. I like all the detail in them and stuff. My favorite part of the hobby is operations though. I love running the locals. Yeah. If he didn't let me run this stuff, that'd be torture. Unless I didn't like trains, then just be like, okay. If he wouldn't have let me run it, though, I probably wouldn't really be into trains, because model trains is a big part of, just my love for trains in general. And, like, my YouTube channel is mostly based off of the hobby, like my profile picture and stuff. That's for model trains. The name is from my dad's model short line. And the website is based for the live streams. I made a post about it. If you want to see the locomotives, that's mostly meant so I can just send viewers to it and they can pick trains to run. They know what they have to choose from. Because when I watch like ScotRails or stuff, shout out ScotRails, but I don't really know what he has a lot. Because I've only seen part of his, like some of his trains run. So I don't really know what he has, and I definitely don't commit it to memory, so this stuff is nice. Oh, speaking of ScotRails, welcome to the live stream. There's no such thing as too many trains. Like, most of these are just the trains that I don't have boxes for. Most of the trains have boxes. I have a Central Vermont, something. I don't really know what the model is, but it's under the phone that I'm recording on, live streaming on, whatever you want to call it. So that's the only off-limits engine, but the website in my post, as long as it's green in DC, we'll run it. If I can find it. I can probably find it, though. There's only so many boxes. Anyways, we'll put on the freight train now with the New England New York Central nickel plate Conrail. It's a really cool consist. Park it there. Good shot. Grand Trunk Western. I think that Grand Trunk Western was an Atlas, but all 3 of these guys are old Arnold Inns. I think they're also called River Rossi, but that might be another company. I don't remember. I haven't seen the boxes in a while. But I was running this the other day. These are the main 3 trains that run on the outside track that I have. Somehow the nickel plate was derailed, so it gave power to the siding that the track's not lined for. That's funny. Because these are all power routing switches. Alright. We don't have a caboose on this train. So I'm gonna go find one, and hopefully the train doesn't derail while I'm away. We don't have any cabooses for any of these, so I'll leave it up to you guys. Should we run CNW, Chicago Great Western, Frisco, or Milwaukee Road caboose behind this? Or Sioux Line. I guess we could run Sioux Line. I love the Conrail Blue. I hope the Conrail comes through Kansas City, because it's one of my favorite heritage units between all of them. I missed it on the way through because I was in Omaha when it came through Kansas City. But hopefully it comes back through. But since it went up to Portland, why would they send it to Portland? But it went up to Portland. So now it could go to like Superior, Wisconsin, Northtown, and then go to Chicago instead of coming through Kansas City. What they should have done is just route it through wherever they went in Texas and route it on the intermodal train from wherever that was. I don't remember where it was, but through Kansas City to Chicago. That would have been the smart thing to do, but it's probably the BNers made that decision. I like Santa Fe more than BN. So, BN's cool. They don't have enough BN locomotives, but actually, I think we have one XBN lettered CNW patch. And supposedly there's another BN that is lost somewhere. But for Santa Fe, we've got all the ones on the power chart, plus these two right here. That's why they're sitting here. That way people know they're an option. I don't think this guy runs, though. So we'll reverse it like that. He'll still be back there because it's cool, but I'm trying to get a good shot of it without blocking out the other engines back there. Maybe next spring or something we'll do a live stream on the Garden Railroad, which is still in scale, but it's a Garden Railroad. It's funny how giant the plants look next to these little things. We always have these 3 engines plus another one. Sometimes it's my Bluebonnet, and the Central Vermont is currently set up to go outside. But I don't think we're going to be running anymore outside because it's basically winter now. And we haven't run it in a few months, so the track is like, part of it's buried and some of it's like elevated. It's like, the track is messed up, let's put it that way. So I think these guys are inside for the winter. They look really nice together and they run basically perfectly. And basically these are my cars, this one.